Good afternoon, ladybugs and yellow jackets. Welcome to this Sunday's episode of Handmade Home Shopping. I am your host, Fairy Princess Lolly. And before we jump into the things today, I do have a couple of small announcements that I want to make. First here is that we have 4 days left to sign up for our Cyber Samhain event, and we're doing a Tooth Fairy candy exchange, sort of like Secret Santa, but with candy, so that everybody can have something to open on Halloween. If you want to participate in that, go ahead and the link for it is in the low bar and the description, and it's going right there in the ticker below. It's totally free to participate. We just, whoever made the rule that only kids get to eat Halloween candy on Halloween should be fired, because that's a dumb rule. And with everybody staying home, nobody should have to be alone. So join us for that. We would super love to have that. And 4 more days, and then I'm putting together the list of everybody's partners for the exchange and sending it out. So I'm excited for that. And then also, wherever you're watching from, please hit the like and subscribe button for me, if you will. And if you would like to receive notifications about our future shows coming up, then please ring the little bell, and that way you will not miss any of our episodes. We do 3 shows a week. 2 of those 3 have giveaways in them. And if you would like to be entered into absolutely every single giveaway that we do, you can also support us on Patreon and get the little benefit from that as well. So the last thing I have here before we get into today's show is our sponsor. And today our show is sponsored by Eclectics Marketplace. And Eclectics Marketplace is your resource for all things Renaissance, medieval, fantasy, Celtic, and so much more. For site visitors, the site is a free-to-use index and listing site for crafters, performers, service providers, guilds, and events. If you are any, or run or produce, have any of those things, this website is for you. It is basically the yellow pages. You can research the members and the products on the website. You can look for your favorite performers that you might want to hire for your events, or just about anything else. If you are a crafter, performer, or event producer that would want to become a member of the site, they have a pretty simple application process. They have a basic package that you can get for free, and then they have a $30 annual fee package. But right now you can also get that one for free for the next year, which they are doing because of COVID, in order to help everybody out. So sign up, get the upgraded package, which is normally $30, get that for free for the next year, and get yourself out there. It's a great place to go. At least go and check it out. Their information is going in the ticker right now, and also is in the low bar of the show, so you can come back anytime and check that out. And with that said, then we are ready to get into today's show. So our first vendor that we have here, salutations to Lady Maillerie Chainmaille Designs. Hello.
Hello.
So welcome to Handmade Home Shopping. Please, if you will, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from. Give a shout out to any of your home events, whatever those may be, or Home Kingdom if you're SCA. I know sometimes there's a lot of overlap in the community between the things. So, and let's hear about what it is that you do.
Well, my name is Samantha, and it's my whole thing. Chainmaille jewelry is what I make. As you can see.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm geared up.
All right.
I've been mailing for like 10 plus years, but I didn't really start selling it really until just this pandemic, really. I opened up my Etsy shop in July.
Wow.
Yeah, super brand new.
Everybody can rush over there and give your shop some favorites right now.
Absolutely. Favorite. Yeah, right, exactly. I'm also part of Eclectics Marketplace, so I'm super happy to see that they're our sponsor today. So that's awesome. You'll find me in there too.
Yay!
Yes. But we've got awesome stuff. I make all kinds of chainmail jewelry.
Okay. So
custom.
I'm going to turn the screen over to you, the full screen, so that you can show us the things. And yeah, so you have everything. You're going to be embiggened here. Just remember, when you show things and close to the camera, and move slowly, because otherwise it gets blurry and it's hard to see.
Right. Okay. So we have some stuff here. This one is like a choker necklace. Ooh, as I drop it, of course.
Oh, that's beautiful.
In like a blue and purple. Most everything is like anodized aluminum. Some things I have, I do have some silver, sterling silver, that I'm trying to figure out what to make with. I do take custom orders. This is a bracelet here with the Tree of Life charm on it.
And what kind of a clasp does that have?
What kind of a
clasp?
Clasp. This clasp is a slide clasp. So if we do this, if I can get it situated properly, we do this, and it's got a little magnet inside there.
Oh, how cool. So you can do it really easy one-handed if you're putting your...
there, yeah.
That's cool.
This side is hollow, and it just slides in together. Most of the clasps are these little toggle clasps, like this one we have on here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then this one too.
Kind of a pride bracelet there a little bit.
Yeah, I have a ton of pride. I actually have a whole section and collection dedicated to pride, because I started in June, July, Pride Month, end of the summer was kind of like the thing when I started. So that's what like most of my stuff is right now. But I have colors of every shade, tone, pretty much. Let's see, this is one of my favorites here. It says live long and prosper on there.
Yes.
I have the DNA strand.
Did you make that DNA strand? What?
I did not.
Oh, it's a charm.
It's just a charm. Yeah, it's just a little charm.
I love it though. And a key.
And then the key and lock. This is a toggle clasp.
Oh, cool.
So, just like that.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I've never seen a clasp that was actually fancy, like a charm in and of itself. That's a really cool little thing there.
Well, and I have a few of them, and I have this one here is like antique copper. With this like pastel kind of rainbow.
Yes, I can see it. Yes, it's beautiful.
And
what do you call this weave, or is that what you call it? The braid. The braid.
This one, yeah, it's a weave. It's a weave considered. These weaves, this one here for both of these bracelets is called candy cane. It's the candy cane weave. It's kind of, just a cylindrical kind of weave there. And then this one that had the Tree of Life on it. This one is a Byzantine ladder. So they're short, one link Byzantines, and then they're just connected all the way down.
Nice. Okay.
And then we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Like we saw the pride, this one, and then this one's just a little like pastel.
Kind of nice and flat, but it looks like you have large rings with colored, like a colored accenting center ring there.
Yes. So I'll make this a little easier for you guys. Maybe. As I drop it. So yeah, so this is the same pastel colors as that other one with the copper key and heart.
Oh,
and
yes.
It's got
okay.
large, bright aluminum rings with the pastels in the center. It's a Viper Barris weave. It's really fun to make.
Yeah, no, this is good. And I thank you for holding the sheet up also behind your things. That actually helps. I'm curious what you're wearing around your neck.
So this is, I made the chain. It's a Byzantine weave chain just out of bright aluminum. And the pendant is very special. It's a cross. There.
I love that color, man. It's kind of a plum.
Yeah, it's like a purple in the center with black on the outside accents. So.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. So you have all these colors, and now are they available for people to see on your website in case they want to have something custom made? Do you do that?
Yeah, all of this stuff is on there. Like I've got everything I can make made to order. If you see something on there that you like the design of, but you don't want the same thing as what's in the picture, you can always message me before you place your order, or you can include details in the order. And I always communicate as soon as I get an order. I'm like, hey, is this really what you want? Are you sure? Is this the size you need? You need a different size? Are you sure? So I try to make sure I'm very on top of like trying to make sure everybody is good to go. I have several of these crosses already made here. This one is a fan favorite. It seems everybody likes to say how cool this one looks because it's like a burnt orange.
Yes.
Like a sunburst kind of.
It is. I like that color combination quite a lot.
Gradient on that. I have things like this too. This is a rubber and anodized aluminum with square wire rings, excuse me, much like these ones that are on the earrings.
I love those earrings, by the way. They're big and fancy, and oh, nice. I like that. So this one that has the rubber rings, so it's stretchy. Do you have to have a cloth for it, or does it just stretch on over the wrist?
It's like one of these here.
Okay.
These orange and black ones here. You pull it over your wrist.
Gotcha.
Like so.
Oh, easy peasy.
Super easy. And I actually have on Etsy and on my website, I have like on the website, it's in a blog area, how to measure for regular bracelets and how to measure for rubber bracelets, because you kind of have to measure a little bit larger than you normally would. So it fits over this part right here, your thumb.
That makes perfect sense. So would you like to take a real quick peek here at your Etsy or your website that you've got?
Sure.
I know that I think we have you down here for the magic word. And so the magic word for everybody watching at home this week is going to be pumpkin. And what that means is that when you go to order from Lady Maillerie, that you put the magic word pumpkin into the checkout comments, and you will receive some manner of surprise gift with your purchase. So here's the website. Oh, here's that cool little, let's see that. There.
I've got that one featured.
I love this. And just some real close-ups here so we can see.
I try to get really good pictures.
They are good pictures, actually. They look like they're very high resolution because these are super close-up and super clear.
I use my phone. The Note 10, if anybody's wondering.
It's like there's the product placement or something.
Right? I used to work for Samsung too, so it's just totally appropriate.
Oh, these are the best.
Those are like my favorite. I have them right here too. I know you can't see, but you can see.
No, I can't. No, I can. I'll unbigging you really quick. Hold on. I can do that. Watch. Oh, those! I love those.
There.
They're so cute.
I had somebody buy 2 pairs of them in one order. She bought a pair for herself and a pair for her mother or mother-in-law, one of the two.
Nice. Those are adorable.
You can't find them anywhere. Chain mailers can figure out how to do it, but there's no tutorials for them. I had to figure it out and play with it. So I even made a tutorial, and I'm like here and there about whether or not I want to put it out there for grabs or for $5. Like I put a lot of work into it.
Do both, you can always do both. So
that's true. That's true. It wouldn't hurt.
Sometimes people will go and support just simply because they have the bandwidth to be able to do that, so it can't hurt.
There's one tutorial I do have on there. You just passed it there for those starflower earrings.
Here?
Yeah, that little guy right there.
Oh, these are pretty. Look at that.
So I make them, but I made the tutorial too. So if you want to start out on something, they're really easy to make. And this can
get you going.
Get a new hobby. It can definitely get you going. I'm thinking about starting a kit with it too, so that way it's a little bit more tangible.
I like that idea. That way, well, because people might not also know exactly what to go out and buy.
Right. Even though the sizes and everything are listed within, it still can be a little difficult to find that kind of stuff.
There are so many
because not everybody sells them in the same, metric or whatever. Yeah,
well, as you can see, our time got away from us here. I can't see your whole woo. Goes on and on and on.
Yeah, there's a lot. I have over 50 listings on there. Oh, well over. So, and
good work.
More to come.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. And I just want to remind everybody again, the magic word is pumpkin. Although now that I'm thinking about it, and now it's it matches your little pumpkins that you have. That was not why I chose that magic word. I was like, it's October, we're gonna have pumpkin. But I don't know. I used to love watching Bat Dad, and I love him. I'll never forget the one where his kid tells him it's Blumpkin the pumpkin. So anyway,
I have 4 of them, so I know all too well.
4 Blumpkin the pumpkin or 4 kids?
Children under 7. So
that's a handful. Well, all right. So is there anything you'd like to say before we let you go this afternoon?
Like, share, subscribe. I do have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to start. So there's not a whole lot on there right now. There's 4 videos, but I'm working on it, guys. So subscribe though, and that'll help me even more to have more confidence and stuff too, to get on there.
Absolutely. So and practice with getting your tutorials and everything. So
also that, yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show this afternoon, everybody. Magic word, and go take a peek at Lady Maillerie's stuff. And I might have to pick up a pair of those cute little pumpkin earrings. Those were adorable. So
I'll put them aside for you.
Thank you. All right. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, well, we're just off to a start. Boy, I kind of lost track of the time there a little bit, didn't I? Oops. That's okay. I think we've got a little extra time here today. So our next vendor, do I see you down here? Yes. Okay, here we go. Hello, Daphne. Can you hear me? It looks like you're on mute though.
There we go. Now I'm not.
Yes, now I hear you just fine. Okay, so you are with Demeter's Den. I have that correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. I'm happy to have you here. And please tell us yeah, absolutely. And please, if you will, introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're from. Give your shout outs to your people, and let's hear about you. And then when you're ready to show your work, I will just turn over the whole screen to you.
Okay, that sounds great. So I am Priestess Daphne Moon. This is my husband, Greg. And we founded a collective called Demeter's Den. I've been making herbal products since 2016. My line's called Daphne's Delights. And his line is called Spirit Medicine. And we're working on bringing a couple of other people in. So right now it is the two of us, and we've got a few folks who have started the discussion of joining us, but the idea is for a group of collectors and makers to be able to share access to websites, social media, and all that jazz to try and take the weight and burden of running all of those things on your own off of our shoulders. It's kind of a we're all stronger when we work together idea.
No, and that's actually it's very good. I like that idea because it is a lot of work to do. It's a lot of work to be your own department of everything, right?
Yes.
So,
and then 10%
everybody has different skills to bring to the table.
Right? And if you are the person who loves running social media and running blogs and things, then I need you to come and join us.
Please.
And a portion of the proceeds.
It's funny because people just think of it in their heads like, but yes, go ahead. Sorry. Portion of proceeds.
No worries. A portion of the proceeds of our sales actually goes to the nonprofit organization that I started called the Goddesses of Light. And the long-term vision and goal there is a sustainable community where women and girls who are fleeing domestic violence and sex trafficking and all those other kinds of things can come and live and learn yoga, learn how to grow food, how to take care of themselves, give them kind of a full reset in their world before they can either go back to their lives and start over or keep working and building outside of the system with us.
That sounds amazing. I love that.
Thank you.
Way to make your work just be good all around, right? So
it makes it easier to work really hard when it's all good all the way around, right?
I actually agree with that. I'm a workaholic, but also I love the things I do. So sometimes it's not even like working. It's like, well, but it's
all the fun.
Yes, I say that actually, and I get in trouble for it sometimes. But all right, so let's see what you've got for us today. I'm going to turn the screen over to you, and here you go.
So all of our stuff is herbal products. So we have teas, we have ritual baths, we have bath and body care, we have tincture. But everything has a little bit of a witchy or funny bent to it, right? So my immune system boosting tea might be a little too shiny for the light to catch, but it's called Heal Thyself Witch.
If you angle it forward, it looks like a little bit from the top. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, that's okay. It's called Heal Thyself Witch. And it has everything that your body needs in it to fight off and prevent infection. It works really well as an immune system booster if you drink it daily. But there's this magical little flower in here called calendula. It's my favorite flower because when you boil calendula for 15 to 20 minutes, then it releases the antibacterial properties. And so you can actually make yourself a homemade antibacterial beverage that you can then drink 3 times a day for 2 to 3 days. And then you don't have to go pay hundreds of dollars to get a Z-Pack from the CVS doctor if you have bronchitis or a sinus infection or something small. So this is a really powerful medicine tea for you to keep in your home so that you don't have to spend so much money going to the doctor all the time.
It's off to a good start. And this is the perfect season for that too, right? Like we basically just got into rainy fall season. So
yeah, absolutely. And we do have it also in it's a tincture as well as flavored honey. I think this is it.
Tincture?
A tincture. So tincture is one of the most powerful ways to get the properties of the herbs into your body. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to make, and you essentially cover the herbs in alcohol. High grade clear alcohol is usually better, so most people use vodka or Everclear. But it sits in a dark room, and all of the good properties of the plants get extracted into the liquid. So instead of having to drink like an entire cup of tea or a big jug of something, you can take one dropper full and get 10 to 100 times more depending on the herb. And
so it's meant to be imbibed.
Do what?
It's meant to be imbibed.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And you just put it under your tongue, and it soaks directly into your bloodstream, and you get all the goodness extra fast. The downside of tincture is it tastes like absolute shit.
Well, I mean, you just say it was something like 100 proof alcohol.
Yeah, it is. It's your daily shot of vodka.
Just wake up in the morning and be like, all right, I'm going to take this one, and this one, and this one, and this one.
Well, you'd have to take the entire bottle for it to be the equivalent of an actual shot of vodka, and there's 30 doses in each bottle.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's not that much alcohol going into your system. If you are someone with liver issues, or you have like a child or an elderly person that wants to do something like this, I recommend using apple cider vinegar instead of the vodka or Everclear. It will work just as well. It just doesn't last as long. It goes bad at about 3 to 6 months, and you got to keep it in the fridge. So for the baby herbalists at home who want to learn how, that's how.
Strange that I never thought, it never occurred to me before that you could actually eat apple cider vinegar, because I always use it in the laundry.
Yeah, it's great. It's like drinking kombucha, but a little bit more compact.
It tastes like shit.
Yeah, again, it tastes like
don't
shit.
drink a whole lot of it.
I like kombucha, actually. I mean, but some of it can be real tart, so that's fair.
Yeah. And for the people who don't like tea and don't want tincture that tastes awful, we also do infused honeys. So you can do essentially the same thing. It doesn't last as long again, but it's much more delicious.
Yeah.
Do what?
Hold it close to the camera. I want to see it.
It's a little tiny jar.
It's so adorable.
And that is our most popular item. It's called Chill the Fuck Out. And it comes in tea, tincture, and honey, just like the Heal Thyself does. And that one is created specifically for insomnia or panic attack. And this is Greg's tea, so I'll let him tell you a little bit about what are in it.
Basically, it's a lot of valerian and chamomile, lavender, a bunch of other herbs. Kava, yeah.
And what are the properties of these particular herbs? What do they do?
They're all pretty calming. And so this is meant for, like, you have really bad anxiety, or if you have insomnia, that it'll be able to put you in a better place to go to sleep. All of my products, which are the spirit medicine line, are all for like emotional and psychological health. So, for instance, I have a line that Perk Up Buttercup. This one is an anti-depression tea. So it provides 5-HTP and L-theanine and a bunch of other herbs that what your brain needs to help produce serotonin and naturally, so that you feel happier. It's also based on a green tea, so a little bit of caffeine to pep you up and, you know, wake you up and make you feel good. And then I have one that is Calm Your Tits Witch, which is specifically for anxiety. So it has a lot of more of those like mellow and calming herbs, so that if you're all anxiety and slow your roll a bit, that's a really good one for that. And then I also have Not Today's Satan, which is a combination. it's a combination of the Perk Up Buttercup and the Calm Your Tits Witch. So anti-depression and anti-anxiety. So that one is just super mellow. I would say that's probably the second.
Which one is your favorite?
Taste-wise, I think Chill the Fuck Out, actually.
Yeah.
I like it best. Yeah.
That one, though, you have to make sure that you do not operate heavy machinery within about 30 to 45 minutes after you take it, to make sure that you can handle the amount of valerian root and kava kava in there, because it will knock you on your butt if you're not.
Yeah, I've had valerian little vitamins before. You just get them at the store, and if I take those, they will definitely put me into sleep mode. So that is. I can at least attest to that one. I don't know if I know what the other one is personally.
The kava kava.
Yeah. Here.
What is kava kava?
It's a root.
Oh, it's another root like valerian.
I'm just kind of cruising through your.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, here we go. We have all kinds of.
Yeah, my Bath and Body Care line. It looks like.
Oh no, these are Witches Be. Wait.
Yeah, so the first ones there are called Witches Be Tattooed, and this is the larger of the two, and this is a tattoo salve. It's actually the only salve that I used on this tattoo right here.
By the way, nice tattoos. Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm very lucky. My friend Delphi, find her at Delphi Fitzson on Instagram. She's fucking fantastic at what she does.
Nice.
But I made these salves actually originally to help with his eczema, and then I realized after making them that they're perfect for tattoos. The calendula speeds the healing, as well as the prunella. Frankincense prevents any infection, and the arnica actually helps with pain. So it's perfect for those of us who like tattoos but don't really like hurting all the time.
Ooh, I love sugar scrubs.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Organic coconut.
So the Witches Be Clear line is all rose scented, and the Witches Be Smooth line is all lavender scented. So I have the same things on either side. A detox bath. Everything is made with activated charcoal. So I have a Epsom salt detox bath. I have a bentonite clay face mask, and then of course I have the sugar scrub there that you're looking at.
Yeah, and the reason it's black is because it's
the activated charcoal.
Okay, gotcha.
That's so activated charcoal is super, super fine grain. So it helps with exfoliation, and then it also is a substance that dirt and oil is drawn to, so it sucks the dirt and oil up out of your pores, out of your skin. Some people also believe that it pulls other impurities out of your skin, like stuff inside of your skin cells and down in your body, in your blood that isn't supposed to be there, metals and things like that, can pull that out as well.
Oh, this is nice. This is a bath, Witches Be Receiving, bath.
Yeah. So I have two ritual baths. One of them is Witches Be Receiving. The other one is Witches Be Cray. The Witches Be Receiving is a release and receive bath. So this can be love, money, whatever it is in your world that you're ready to let go of or get more of. And these come with full instructions. So they're essentially just like a giant tea bag full of herbs, right? That you put into your bathtub. And then you get a printout instructions on the incantation to use that they were made with, as well as how to call in assistance from your guides if you're a baby witch. And there's a full there's enactments, things to do while you're taking the bath and after the bath to sink the magic in. So
nice. That actually sounds really cool. Okay, so we are oh boy, I'm getting carried away today with the time. So I just wanted to say, I put into the comments there, I saw that you guys had a Patreon page that looks like it's also got some stuff on it. If people are interested in that, and I don't think I had seen that originally in the extra links. So I just wanted to share that to
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no
yeah,
problem.
I put a lot of my recipes up on there. So if you want to learn how to make this stuff or make stuff like it, that's a place where you can come and learn from me.
All right. Well, is there anything you'd like to say before we let you go this afternoon?
Thank you so much for having us. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye. Bye. All right, cruising right along. And of course, there we are. Please go check them out on Patreon as well. That link, you guys should have that in your comments anyway, wherever you're watching from. But always like to support fellow Patreon people. So our next vendor today is Cloak and Dagger Creations. I see you down there. Hello.
Hello. And I have one of our masks on because I have someone else in the room with me helping me set up.
Okay.
So I'm taking that off in a minute. She's going to back up and stay across the room and help me show things off.
Okay. Well, so welcome to the show, Cloak and Dagger.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for reaching out.
Of course.
We really appreciate it.
Please, if you will, tell us who you are and where you're from. Give a shout out to any of your home shows or people, and let's hear about what you make, and then I'll turn the screen over to you when we're ready to see your beautiful product.
Okay. We are Cloak and Dagger Creations. We've been in business since 1993, at least officially. We started showing at Aresia in 1989. It's a science fiction convention in Boston.
Okay.
And we also go to the SCA. We are part of the East Kingdom on the border between Quintavia and Stone March.
Well, there you go. Shout out to your kingdom.
So we go to Burka and we go to the Great Northeastern War. We've also done the Connecticut Renaissance Fair. We don't do that currently, but we do New Hampshire Renaissance Fair. We've done Maine. We've done Vermont. We've done Mutton and Mead out in Greenfield, Massachusetts.
Yes, our
great fair by some of the people I went to college with.
Yeah, no, our vendor on Wednesday, not this last Wednesday because we were like a camp out and things, but the week before this last Wednesday also does the Mutton and Mead show. Dan and Forge and Fleece. So that's pretty cool to hear another, because we were like, Mutton and Mead, what's that show about? I mean, we're on the other side of the country, but we often find ourselves back there. And I actually, my mother lives in Maine, and so I only just discovered, through doing the show through Shakespeare Speaks actually, and he does the Maine Renaissance Fair, or was supposed to this year for the first time. I can't remember which, but I think he's done it once before. And I was like, what? There's a Renaissance Fair in Maine, and now maybe I need to schedule visits to go see my mother around that time. And
that's also where Great Northeastern War is.
Oh, in Maine.
It's in Hebron, Maine.
Oh, okay. Is that northern or southern?
Right about the middle. About 20 miles in from the coast.
Okay. That's a pretty good, decent distance, right? So
it's about 3.5 hours for us.
That's not far. But it seems like on the East Coast where everything's close together. But anyway, enough about all of that. Well, because some places you can drive, half an hour and pass through 3 states probably. So, all right. Well, let's see what you've brought for us here today.
Okay. So we've kind of set up our shop.
Okay.
Cloaks.
Ooh, wow.
We have some of our masks on the wall. And then if we keep rotating around, we have some of our cloak clasps and cases and a robe set up with automatic.
Oh, yeah.
When you need something to go with your plague doctor mask. And then we have various cloaks with ruanas, things with mantles, things with layers, collars, no collars, fur, all kinds of things.
Oh my gosh, you have so many.
And I'm going to ask you to take one of the cloaks and show you how to put a clip on and off when it's a full circle.
I don't know where you are in relation to your microphone, but
I'm that better?
Yeah, it's much better. Did you just turn that inside out like a reversible cloak?
She started with it inside out, facing with the inside facing outward, and brought one hand over her head.
That is beautiful. I love that. It's kind of gold brocade looking, at least from here.
And completely machine washable.
Oh, that's always a bonus.
Yep, the rain won't hurt it, the mud won't hurt it. Just throw it in the washing machine.
And it looks like it's double layered too. So it's got an inside. It's not. It's just.
It's only double layered in the hood. It's a single layer elsewhere. Yes, I have to remember to face the microphone when I speak. Sorry. It's a single layer elsewhere because part of what keeps it in place is the friction on your shoulders. If it had a lining, we would probably have a little bit more problem keeping it on your shoulders because it has no built-in shoulder.
Gotcha.
It really is a full circle. They take about 6 to 7 yards depending on length.
Oh man, it's beautiful fabric. I love that.
Could you take a good photo?
I love the little capelets too that I'm seeing there in the background as well.
Would you mind grabbing the purple for me and bring it closer? Sorry?
No, it's all good. It's great.
Bring that closer. So this one is a washed wool. It has a texture to it. 2 layers. It's got a little bit of lining in the velvet where it's going to touch your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Velvet in the hood. So this one is a heavyweight piece for winter. It can be layered over another cloak.
It's beautiful. I love this.
Yeah.
Very nice work. Yes.
Thank you. This is a machine-made, mass-produced cloak class. But we have many that we make ourselves that the only thing that's going to hold the heavyweight.
Can we see some of your cloak clasps?
That's what we have here. Let me open this, get rid of some of the reflection. I'm sorry I have prices all over them because these are our display cases.
Oh, no. It's okay.
And apparently one was not pinned in. So these are all very heavy.
Slow. Yes, just move real slow. I love this. Like there's an acorn, oak leaf, and some wool, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, holly.
Dragonflies.
These are great.
We have about 100 different kinds.
Whew.
And they are all the ones we have in stock are on the website. I'd like to show you one up close.
Okay. And your website is cloakmakers.com.
Cloakmakers.com. That is our shopping site. You may look for us and find our old site, which is cloakmaker.com. And we've left that up as an archive site.
Okay.
It's got 15 years of cloaks and a whole bunch of other stuff. So holding this up, hopefully my face looks. Yep. You can see how big this hook is.
Yes.
It's not going to come apart by mistake. It's really, really solid. And I can hook it onto this chain and pull really, really hard. You can see my fingers turning white.
Yes.
And it's not going anywhere.
So that can really hold a heavy cloak too. You know, when you start getting the fur on them and you put your own decorations or whatever, you know, getting stuff on your shoulders and speaking of fur.
We have this one with the fur mantle. It's
very Jon Snow.
It is.
I'm excited. Yes, please model this for us.
Would you model it, please? That I don't have my dragon.
Look at that. Oh man. Does that just look like the thing that you want to put on and then go stalk around on Halloween, right? Look at it. I love it. It's so nice. It looks so warm.
It is. It is warm. We were going to the other one to my camera and decided to handle it.
And so how do you wash these with the fur? What's the scoop on that?
That one, it is not real fur. We do not actually use real fur. That is an imitation, and that whole cloak does need to be dry cleaned.
Does need to be dry cleaned.
The first one you saw, the short purple one, we washed the fabric first so that you continue to wash it, and then used it that way. But when most of the cloaks we don't pre-wash all the wools because it changes the texture too much. It gets you more of that itchy wool blanket feel instead of the really nice soft texture that you want.
Right. So, and I see we've got masks here behind you.
We do, and I want to show you what's special about our masks.
Okay.
I've got one that we haven't finished yet.
Okay.
And it's 2 layers of quilting cotton and then a layer of silk in between.
Wow.
And this is all pre-washed, so you can throw it right in the washing machine. Darn it, this one's so nice. We also have a very heavy metal nose piece.
Oh, okay.
It very well. It's very padded. It's got 3 layers of fabric on either side, but it's so strong. You could do that. Of course, this one won't, and it will usually hang on.
That's a important thing for me. If I don't have that wire in there, they're like they slide all around my face. So I really like that.
We usually wear glasses, and so this nose piece can be fit tight enough that you don't have the fogging problem.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely a thing for people with glasses. So.
All right. Everything's getting me. There we go.
Yeah.
Some of our masks. These are also all on our website. They're all 3-layer, but you'll notice that they're not all the same size. Because people come in different shapes and sizes. Yes. And so we want you to give us your measurements. We have a little diagram on our website. And if we don't have the mask made up in your size, we'll make it for you.
These are the patterns that you have. I kind of like that cool Harlequin purple looking one.
I was going to say, that's only some of the patterns. We have more. I see this
I'll
show you up close. These are the library cats. That's actually
perfect for the season.
Here's another one of those.
Oh, kitty in a bookshelf.
And this one we call Shadow Cats. And we wanted to show you that one up close because it's really hard to see from a distance.
Yes, but it's beautiful. Yep. I see why it's called Shadow Cat.
Yep. So we have a lot of fun picking out patterns that we like and that we think other people will like. As you can see, we wear exactly what we're selling.
So I'm gonna, let's see here.
So there's a couple other features I wanted to show you for our cloak. Got some short ones over here. This one has a collar instead of a hood. And inside, it has something special. It has a pocket on either side.
Oh, so you can put your cell phone in there.
Some cell phones. Some might be too big. But definitely your wallet, definitely your keys.
That is handy.
We don't make them big enough for a flask. Because you had a flask in there and you had to move fast, and suddenly you have a flask weight thing bouncing on you.
Yes.
And it's not a fit.
Nobody wants that.
This one, we call this marijuana. It's a South American term, and it's longer front and back than it is on the sides, so you can get your hands out very easily and drive in it. And it has pockets specifically for things like sunglasses. They're long and skinny.
It has, wait, what is that again?
It's a pocket.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it.
And we made this with sunglasses in mind, or perhaps your wand.
Yes. Wand? What? I can't imagine. No, and I love this because the additions that you have on your cloaks are very indicative of obviously somebody who has worn cloaks many a times in, every setting. Like, you put this one on, it's shorter where the arms are so you can drive. I'm like, that's a real thing. Like, that is a real thing, and driving with the things and pockets, not having any place to put your stuff when in a normal coat, you put all your stuff in your pockets, but it's awesome. I'm like, oh, you've thought of these things and you are experienced with the wearing of cloaks.
And you'll notice there's plenty of, the only thing we really need to size is your neck. We need to make sure that fits well. It's not too small, not too big. So again, we'll need measurements. But you'll notice that none of these cloaks are cut skinny. They're all cut very generous, so that you can not only fit under there and have plenty of room, but put a couple layers under there. So people say, well, I want a cloak for all seasons. And you can't really do that, but you can make a cloak that you can layer under.
Yes. So, okay, well, is there anything that you would like to say, last words to our audience before we let you go this afternoon?
Well, we haven't shown you everything, so please look at our website. And we hope you can visit. We do have a gift. If
we
you
are
use
doing
the
the magic word. Yes.
Yeah.
Here's a quick sneak peek of the website. So, yep, just pull that up right there.
There are cowl hoods over there that just pull over the head, and because there's a lot less work in them, they start at about $25. Unlike a full cloak, which can, is a serious investment.
Yes.
We do send fabric samples if people are worried that something is itchy.
Mm-hmm.
If we have a fabric sample available, we can send that to you in advance of purchase for the full-size cloaks. Yep, we do custom. We suggest you look at the website first because that's going to be a lot faster. We're kind of slow at custom. And we have quite a few on there, but we do also do custom made.
Look at this. You have all these selections over here too of nice.
Yeah, we try to set it up so that it's easy to find what you want. I want to see all the black ones. I want to see all the red ones. I want to see all the ones in my neck size.
Right. And you can just go ahead and filter down and get to what you're looking for.
Yep. Now, one thing about cloak length, we hear from people all the time that they want a cloak that touches the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And we really don't suggest that. If for no other reason than when you take a step, you get shorter. So your cloak that's just above the floor is now 4 inches on the floor.
Yeah. Yes, and then also if it touches the floor, it touches the mud. So
all the water, it gets very heavy.
All the things. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming and being on the show today. It was wonderful to have you. I love your work. It's great.
Thank you.
Yes.
And again, Fairy Princess Lolly, we thank you so much for this invitation.
Hey, maybe next year, you never know. We'll meet one another in person when finally we can, go out and about and do events again. So
that would be wonderful. You could do it as a traveling show.
Yeah. That is a thought that actually we have discussed here in the household, is if we wanted to and how that might work. So you never know, it could be the on the road handmade home shopping, right? So all right, I will bid you adieu and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too. We'll
all
be
right.
happy to host you if you make it out our way.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so we are moving on to our last vendor here today. I see you down there.
Hi there.
Hi, so I want to make sure I'm saying it correctly because is it Rifinnheim?
That's correct, yes.
Great, so I did say it correctly. And so I'm curious, what does Rifinnheim mean? Oh no, where'd you go? Oh no! We have lost him. That implies he'll be back actually here shortly. Sorry about that. It probably is just a technical difficulty or connection thing. So I am going to wait here for a second and give him a little bit of time to realize that this has happened. In the meantime, you guys, if you're watching from home, please like and subscribe and huzzah, the bell. There we are. I see him down there coming back here. So, and remember, if you want to join in for our Cyber Samhain Tooth Fairy candy exchange, we would love to have you. It is basically like a Secret Santa, but for candy. We're doing it. You have 4 more days to sign up, and then everybody will get their partner, and then it will be time for buying and the eating, and we're going to do all that on Halloween here on the YouTube. So I see you back down there again. I'm going to bring you back in. Hi.
Right. Yeah. I was mirroring it off my phone and it just overheated. So
that has happened to me, actually. That is a thing. So well, I'm super happy to have you here this afternoon. And so please introduce yourself and tell us, what does Rifinnheim mean? That is what I was trying to ask.
So it's actually Riffin meaning raven, and then Heim kind of like home. So it's like raven home, looking kind of like the old like Icelandic kind of Viking style, but I could be entirely off base there. I was using, admittedly, a pretty cheap translator. So
whatever. You know, who's going to be that picky? So I like it. I think it's a cool name, and I'm excited to have you here. So tell us, please.
So too. So
you look so fancy. I love it. And so please, if you will, introduce yourself and tell us, you know, where you're from, what your home shows are. You know, give a shout out to any people you want to give your shout outs to, and then I can already see the little sneak peeky of those magic wands back there. So I'm like, and then let's see your magical things.
So my name is Tom. I'm from Rockland County, New York. Right now, living in Tarrytown, right near Sleepy Hollow of Washington Irving infamy.
Like Sleepy Hollow.
The actual Sleepy Hollow. Like, we've taken actually a hike up to his grave, so really fun walk. You know, primarily I've been showing a lot of shows with Moon Serpent and Bone. They're the Hudson Valley's only night market. So they do, you know, right now they're mostly digital because of how the world is.
Right.
So primarily, though, they do at least quarterly, you know, for like the big Sabbaths. You know, they'll do like a big night market. They've been doing one monthly now to coincide with the full moon. So big shout out to Moon Serpent and Bone. That's kind of how I got my start.
I love night markets. They're fun.
They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
It's I don't know. There's something magical about like going out to the night market and finding all the cool stuff, right?
Exactly. So I kind of got started doing the whole wand thing actually because of I believe it was Wizards U. It was a 21 plus Harry Potter themed like party event.
Cool.
So I made a prop wand for that, and I got a lot of compliments. I'm like, oh, you know, maybe I could try doing something with this. And then like the more I started doing it and kind of teaching myself how to use the lathe and do like wood carving techniques, it was just like there was more of an actual like calling to it than just like, let's make some fun props.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I got my start. You know, I do a lot. I mean, I just went virtual with my own website this past May or April, give or take. It's hard to keep track of time of these days. So
no, that is absolutely, what is time? Doesn't even matter, right? So, let me turn the whole screen over to you and let's see some of your beautiful work that you have here. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Cool. So as you can kind of see, I laid out, well, they're kind of hiding up here too, but so I actually use what starts off with kind of like these big old like 1.5 by 18 wood blocks. And what goes from this goes to, I got this guy here, is a white ash wand that I'm, at least for now, calling a Storm.
And it looks like you've actually maybe wood burned on that a little bit.
This one actually, yes. I did use a heat gun to do a little, you know, to get like, because white ash has like that really beautiful grain in it. Yeah. So I just really wanted to emphasize that grain without going, you know, the wood stain route, because that tends to obliterate everything.
Well, and a lot of people also don't necessarily want their wood stained either. You know?
Exactly. I mean, I do have some that are stained. Some of them are polyurethane, but like for the most part, I've kind of broken away from that and do a lot more, you know, try to be as natural as possible using like the wood burning techniques. I've used like a new, well, wood food, they call it. It's a combination of like orange oils and beeswax, and that kind of helps seal it as well.
Right.
So all these ones, they all have their own kind of like unique personality to them, you know, which kind of influences their names, influences their kind of design. And I can go into it with a very specific idea in mind, but what comes out is usually not at all the same. It's
still its own, like the wood is its own thing.
Exactly. It's
going to ultimately tell you how it wants to be, you know.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's kind of where I feel like a lot of it kind of became like that, scoot forward here, kind of became that calling, you know, is because like it allowed me to kind of like the shape of the wood as it kind of came out just kind of turned from, again, that hobby into like an actual, like I'm listening to like what it wants to be and kind of giving it that shape.
So are every single one of these a completely unique design, and like just, or do you have some regular designs that you use that you have found are particularly successful?
There's no real rhyme or reason as to like what will sell on any given night, honestly. So like some of them, that I've had for quite some time, they're still looking for homes, and there's other ones that like I'll make and then sell the next day.
So they find their home, though. They all will. So
they ultimately, yes. So I'm kind of hoping for.
Some of these,
but they all kind of have their own unique design, but they all, there's similarities in some of the designs.
Mm-hmm.
You can see here. This one is a purple heart. You can see it's got kind of like the fluted or the curved base here leading into the shaft, which kind of matches a little bit with this African Blackwood has a very similar kind of connector here.
Yes.
But ultimately still two very different looking wands.
Yes.
Again, also, the more I work with it, the more I learn about historically, this has been used for this type of magic. This has been used for that type, different the different elemental affinities attached to them, the different in some cases, certain wands correspond to different deities or spiritual entities. So it's, again, that also kind of helps drive a lot of the process. I know
that the ash wood, at least that first one you showed us, I know that ash is one of the trees that it is said to be the Yggdrasil. I don't know if I'm saying that right, the world tree, but then again, sometimes many woods are attributed to the same thing. So I just let's see some of these close up. They look so beautiful.
Absolutely. Here, I'll kind of bring it. So this is kind of the more,
cool orange. Is it Bubinga or?
So this one, the red one here.
Yeah.
So this one is actually Padauk wood.
Okay.
It's so very, very red. And I don't think it's quite coming across as well on the camera, but still, it's
it looks pretty red from here. So
okay,
to my eyes, it does. So it's kind of it looks like kind of a red orange is what it looks like.
Very much. It's got a really strong fire energy. It's also in the same family as poison ivy. So if you're very sensitive to that kind of thing, maybe not the best match.
Right.
But also as opposed to say this one is a rosewood.
This is the African, the black. No, did I say the black African?
Yeah, this one here actually. This is the African Blackwood.
Oh, African Blackwood. Thank you.
Yes, there we go. So this is African Blackwood. It's very dense. This one probably weighs at least 1.5 pounds. Versus this one, the rosewood is a couple ounces. So again, they all vary. This one's got a really nice it's very kind of hard to even pick up even when you're looking at it, but there's a really nice very subtle purple tone to it.
Yep, I can see it. I can see where the grain slightly gets lighter, and then you can see where that comes out.
As opposed to some of the more, I guess, for lack of a term, basic woods. Woods like cherry, which I got right here. Has kind of that very faint reddish tint to it, but it's still a very nice, subtle wood. It's very versatile, good for a lot of things, as opposed to say the olive, which
olive is brittle.
Surprisingly, this one's actually this olive wood is very dense. I've noticed. Even in terms of carving it, it's a very hard, very dense wood with that really
grain, though, hold that handle real close because look at the grain on that. All of it's so pretty.
This one's really, I really love the grain on it. This one's named the Antiquarian.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
As opposed to someone let's go this guy. Whoops. This one is bird's eye maple, actually. So this one's unique because it's got the very little kind of
yeah,
those little pockmarked burls in the wood that kind of add that really interesting pattern to the grain. And this guy's named Maillerie, which means honey, just because it kind of looks like a honey wand. but it's also
yeah.
Some of them are clever.
Once you said that, then I was like, oh yeah, it totally does.
Like some of them are kind of clever, some of them a little less clever.
All right, so I'm curious. Can you give us a magic lesson, Wingardium Leviosa? Can you show us?
Well, I got mine here. This is mine.
Okay.
This is African Blackwood. So I mean, if you really want to go kind of classic, Harry Potter, it's all on the swish and flick. But if you want to go a little more esoteric with it, it's a lot more kind of channeling and focusing.
Yes.
So I could actually, the different parts of the wand actually correspond to different elements in and of themselves. As opposed to like where like the intent like would meet, the wand is like, was the earth part of it, versus like in the handle is where the intent that you're casting meets with the energy of the wand itself, where it's water, versus it comes up here into like the middle part where it begins to take life and is matched with fire. And by the time it comes, or air rather, meets and sparks and becomes air. And by the time it comes out the tip of the wand, it matches up with fire.
Nice.
Which is really interesting. I didn't know that when I started. But, so it's a lot of kind of like focusing, and you would use this, for your classic kind of like drawing your circle or, different ones.
The quarters maybe or something.
Exactly.
Like right.
So like certain woods, all have different, the different energies, different thing. It's, I read it's kind of like, you can have your one wand, that's your like primary, but then it's also kind of like you wouldn't eat soup with a fork.
Right. Like
you want to make sure you have the right tool for the right job. So you're not going to use like a walnut wand, which is a little more like, I guess like offensively oriented, to cast a love spell.
Right.
Something like that, you would want more of like a cherry.
Right. Good, or a good little rosewood in there. That's what one of the types of
exactly. Yeah, rosewood, cherry, both very good for love. I got actually a lot of cherry wood ones.
So now on your site, is there a thing that tells people like what the woods are for?
So yes, actually, if you go to each individual wand, like when you click on their listing.
This here. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to share the screen and we'll look at this, and then we'll be kind of towards the end of our time. So, but I'm pulling this up here real quick. Here we go.
There we are. So if you head over to the shop.
Jeez.
Yeah, Wix is a really shout out to Wix for the web design.
Okay, where am I going? I'm going to shop. So that's
shop. Yep, right up at the top there. So each one, if you click on it, will actually lead you to the item, but also if you scroll down, it kind of gives you a brief description of their personality, as well as
I want to see here. Hold on. I'm going to look at them all. Like, I really like the shape of that handle. That looks. Ooh, I like this one.
The professor. That's this guy here.
Hold that up again. I'll make it big.
Yeah, that's the professor. Also, they all come with their own wax seal tag.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. Well, we'll just click on the professor. Here we go. Hello, professor. See, it looks like your hand can just fit right in that grip, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like that's also another thing is like try to design them kind of as ergonomically as possible. Like, all different hand sizes, different hand shapes. So, it's different wands are going to fit differently in people's hands.
Speaking of walnut, very stern. I see. So here we go. Little tolerance for sloth. That sounds like walnut.
Yeah.
So, and then down here we've got elements of air and fire. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything you would like me to take a look at while I'm here before we bid our goodbyes to one another today?
Just as a guess heads up and a shout out, that's my Instagram feed, but
this one this is the Paduke right here that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can really see how kind of reddish orange that is.
Exactly.
This looks like natural lighting, so you can really see how that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I like how you've done this. This looks like you've used a heat gun or burned this.
That one's actually the stain, and like I'm not as super pleased with how that one came out. So this one is work in progress. I'm gonna probably try and take some of the stain down a bit and try to refinish it with more natural methods. But this one's a curly leaf maple, so there's like kind of natural striations in the wood that make it kind of like iridescent.
Yes.
That the stain kind of obliterated. So,
whoops.
Yeah, which, not ideal. So, this one is a bit of a work in progress.
Well, that happens sometimes. So, all right. Well, sorry, I was going to say if there was anything else that you wanted to, and then I got distracted by wands. So anything else you wanted to say to everybody before we bid one another adieu?
So I do actually have another virtual night market coming up on the 30th.
Okay.
That's 6 p.m. to midnight Eastern time.
And this is where?
It's going to be hosted on moonserpentandbone.com.
Is this so? Moon, serpent, and bone. Give me just 1 second. It's all one word. Serpent.
Yes.
Serpent and bone, all one word.com. I'm just going to put that into the comments here for our viewers at home. And this is a night market and happening on their website that folks can go to. So I'll send that out to everybody.
And then I also have my first in-person market for the year on the 31st and the 1st up in Greenwood Lake. So for all you Hudson Valley folk that might be watching.
All right.
You can come meet me.
Come meet you in person and feel the energy of the woods and let the wood choose, let the wand choose the wizard, as it were. So
exactly.
Well, it's true though. I guarantee you, once you get there and start touching them, so it's like that with all magical-y things.
And for the magic word though, I do also have my pins here. So every order that uses the magic wand gets a free Rifinnheim logo pin.
This week. So yeah, put the word pumpkin into the checkout comments and you will get a bonus pin with your purchase. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining on this afternoon. I'm glad you were able to make it. So
you too.
I know it was cutting it close for you, so I'm really glad to have seen. So thank you for sharing all your work with us.
No, thank you so much for having me on tonight.
Absolutely. And remember, everybody watching at home, all of the information for our vendors that you've seen here today is in the low bar and the descriptor low bar of all of these, whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube. And you can come back at any time. You can find their links and go look at their Instagrams, look at their stores. Be sure to give them the likes. And with that said, we're on Sunday, so our next show will be here on Wednesday for Faye News, and I hope everybody has had a great weekend, and we will see you on Wednesday. So have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one. Good night.
And